All right, guys, I just need to provide an island update here before I continue on with my project. Massive tonnage improvement here. I'm telling you, this is one of the weirdest things when you see healthy food plots. You come in here when you hit the light just right. I'm telling you, it looks like it glows green in the evenings. It's really quite pretty to see, especially with the health improvement that the plot is doing. So I've already started phase 2 work. Some of the stuff's already down. I've cleaned out some of the limbs that were laying here. So that's just the continuation of phase 2 video here. I don't have enough time to do a lot more. So I want to get this update in and then clean up what I can and head back. So right now, the greenery is at all-time record health. Definitely the greenest looking island I have ever seen here. So not bad for 3 years. Not bad at all. If you want to review my original island videos, I think one of them was even labeled Habitat Improvement way back. When I started this project, you can see those and see how bad this place was growing compared to what you're seeing now. The health of this soil looks to be in much better shape than I don't know how long, probably before I was ever born. Definitely my ancestors gave up on this ground because it was bad. And now the growth I'm getting here, this would still be considered good farmland if they were looking at it now. And they would probably be cutting all these trees down and opening up the field again, thinking that the soil's gotten better. But you have to work at it. And due to lack of knowledge back in the day, compared to what we understand now, I think a lot of people can realize that any type of soil, unless it has a high amount of like radiation or poisoning in it, can be recovered and brought back to life if you're willing to work at it. But the protein levels here are excellent. I also want to point out something else here. I know there's probably new people watching this video, but if there's any original member here, you can also talk or testify in the comments what this place used to look like when I started really working this place for improvements. The tonnage is definitely more robust. It is healthier, it is thicker, it is taller, and probably twice as green as last year's tonnage. The other thing that I want to note is, you all can even testify to this too. I do show when I fertilize, and if you remember, did I put any P&K in here? When was the last time I used P&K fertilizer? Pause the video if you need to. The last time I used P&K fertilizer was all the way back when I planted this. Remember, I did a video where I took my little cart and just put 50 pounds in here and let it rip. Well, by now, as far as time span goes, that 50 pounds should be absorbed into these plants. Because I had the original tonnage blow up when this place was over a foot deep. Deer browsed it back to nubs, and now it's regenerated. Not quite to that mark, but it's getting close to a foot deep again. There might be one or two little spots in here that's actually above that, but it's very rare right now. So that 50 pounds should be gone. So what have I done since then? Nothing but trace mineral. I put in high amounts of silica. I also added sulfur and manganese. Not enough to cover the whole island, mind you. I put one spot of it in the back, and the rest of it went right here. So that right there was definitely poor growing plants. Now we have much better growth, much greener growth. And I want to point out one other thing here. Feeding system. Real quickly here, I got to clean that out again. I have been scattering any of the feed that's went sour into the soil here. So here's a batch that I've set out. All this lighter color stuff. Look at the plants that have sprouted up. There's wheat seeds and cereal rye in that feed. So it's mostly wheat seeds, but that's new plants that have sprung up out of the ground. What have I done here? I have created a new layer of soil using rotting feed that is full of trace minerals. It's got a lot of zinc in it. So I'm adding zinc to my soil, and it will raise my zinc levels. Now, when it comes to doing a test bore up here, I'm not sticking my bore down in this. False readings. I want to go somewhere where I haven't put it. But it definitely is going to improve the health of the soil. And of course, that beautiful, beautiful green. I cannot get over how good this really looks. This camera really doesn't do justice to how much this island has improved. So my next goal is all these burned out areas. I want it to look like this now. I will add some 20 feet of new growing space right there. That will help a lot and relieve some of the stress that happens in here when it comes to browse pressure. And another biggie right here, guys, the plot was strong enough and survived the browse pressure. Last year I had, the rebound in the island. This year I've got a rebound again, but this is a much stronger rebound. The other plants grew long and skinny, especially once these trees are, start leafing out. That's really going to rapidly fill in the shade in here. So it's important that they grow as much as they can now so I can create a new rotting layer of soil. Due to weather conditions, I haven't been able to burn. We've had burn bans in effect. We've also had high winds. It's just that time of year where fire may not necessarily be a good thing to do, especially when you have 30 and 40 mile an hour winds. Definitely not a good time to set fires. As far as I understand now, I think the burn ban has been lifted. We got over 4 inches of rain at the house the other day, and plenty of moisture has been reintroduced into here. I'm just waiting on the winds to die down. They also talked about tomorrow having a fire danger again. So tomorrow I cannot burn. I may try for a weekend if it will allow me to do so. But lots of things are setting in motion. Trees have been cut. Trees have been pulled. Stump burning is going to be part of the phase 2 improvements here. I've also been spending a lot of time removing rocks. I just didn't video that. So I've been removing a lot of rock clusters on this back side that I think has slowed the growth down. And there were 2 rocks that I found in here that were just as big as that stump. I mean, you're talking something big or bigger than a basketball, and they are now gone. So that's a big help to me. All right, guys, so there's your island update. Spring explosion, spring green up. This still has a ways to go to look like that, but we're working our way to success, guys, a little at a time. Hope you enjoy these videos. Hit that like and subscribe button.